Alright, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, playing as the Spanish Empire. It has been a while, guys. It's good to be back. I am very tired. I am very tired. The wedding pictures will be coming, and they will be coming. Unfortunately, I have to wait until the photographer gets back to my brother. I didn't really take too many pictures. I took a couple. One of my brother and his now wife, and one of the venue itself. Really, really fun and good wedding. Like, actually, honestly speaking, I'm going to say this right now. I love my aunt, but her wedding was very, very just... It paled in comparison. It was just a fun little thing, and I loved it to death. I do have a video, which I will be trying to get parsed down and see if I can. I'm gonna send it off to my buddy Varg or Dale, and I'll just use his actual name. I need to send it off to my buddy Dale and see if he can clean it up a little bit, try to help improve the sound quality just a bit, because unfortunately I recorded it on my phone. I didn't have my actual camera with me, because my camera broke not last year, the year before. So I didn't have my good camera. So I wasn't able to record the performance that my brother actually put on, which, oh my God, dude, I love the kind of pipes that motherfucker has. Is absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, real good night. We ended up being there until 10, and then we did a little it was supposed to be the full wedding party plus my family. We went out and did a little bit of an after party thing, got some food, just hung out, talked, so on and so forth. The most of the wedding party ended up not coming, because all of them were just so haggard at the end of the night that they were like, yeah, we're gonna go home. It's like, okay, whatever. But we are back. I do apologize for not uploading today, so I'm recording this on Monday. I apologize for not getting this done sooner, so you guys had a video for Monday. But unfortunately, last week was just so chaotic. I did not have the chance to sit down and actually record. And then once Thursday rolled around, or not Thursday. No, yeah, Thursday. Once Thursday rolled around, basically, it was just all wedding stuff. So, it was like, okay, sorry, I do apologize. I love you all. Don't be mad at me, please. So we are back in our Spanish playthrough, and we're in a good position. We're in a solid position. We could be in a better position. However, we are also, we're playing with a bit of a handicap due to the fact we can't really build big ships, but we're going to try to build some big ships. And what do I mean? So we're working on getting up to Dreadnoughts. We're going to build a single class of Dreadnought. We're probably only going to build 2 of them. I say probably because I think that's the only amount of Dreadnoughts we could potentially actually support. They're meant to be the heavy squadron that's meant for the invasion stuff. I want to try to limit the number of ships I build overall. As you can tell, we're mostly on the torpedo boat side of things. We're currently working on the destroyers, which actually need to recheck that real quick. Let's see what size destroyer can I actually build. Okay, destroyer 1, what does it max out at? Maxes out at 1100. Okay, so yeah, we'll wait until we can get to 1100 to build these, just to give us max tonnage. And then these are going to be more of a destroyer escort style, very limited firepower in the gun category, but more torpedoes. So we're going to go heavy torpedoes. Those are our bread and butter at this point in time. And then we'll be able to really start hammering the enemy with just all the torpedoes. We're basically going to adopt the kamikaze strategy, It's like, here, let me dump 40 torpedoes into the water all at once. Um, too bad it really sucks we don't have any of those cruiser hulls, because it would be really cool to be able to have those cruiser hulls that we can just dump a shit ton of deck torpedoes on and just absolutely saturate. In regards to our next conquest, so we are currently we're kind of I kind of feel like we're in a holding pattern. I have recommendations from people to attack Japan, which we could potentially try to do. Let's look at our political situation. So Spain, oh, everybody loves us. Oh my, I feel appreciated. So unfortunately, that's going to take a while, but I think we can potentially do it. The Italians, we've contained the Italians to the point where now they're only limited to their main holdings. And with the Dreadnoughts, I think we'll be able to, even if it's just a couple, 20,000 ton Dreadnoughts, I think we'll be able to start taking the Italian peninsula slowly but surely. So that's going to be a key strategy of ours. We take Sardinia, we take Sicily, we take southern Italy, and then we can take northeast Italy, and then northwest Italy and central Italy. These are going to be the two big ones that are going to be hard for us to break, because these are just going to be so meaty. Like, there's just a lot of tonnage in seaports here, so it's going to be a lot to take these. But the other ones, they're going to be a little easier to take. So I think that's where we're at right now. We're repairing the superficial damage to the fleet. Nothing too major. It's just, the general maintenance stuff as it is. So let's make sure everybody is on limited, so we're spending as little money as possible. And with all those repairs, this number should go down quite substantially. And then we'll have to... where are we at armor-wise? We're up at Krupp 1, which is good. That's where I want to build. That's the stage I want to build my Dreadnoughts. And then turret-wise. So turret-wise, I think I'm going to adopt the American battleship strategy of 3 triple turrets. I think that's probably going to be the best for us. Going something like a New Mexico design where we do 4 triple turrets, I think it's just going to be too much on the crew requirements in order to be able to do that easily. So I think 3 triple turrets, that will be what we cap everything at, just to save on crew. And then with regards to everything else, we're kind of just in a holding pattern. We're just trying to get ourselves in a good position. I think we've established our dominance over the Horn of Africa. Of course, the Brits and the French are still present, but we've got a nice solid position. If we can take South Sudan, that'd be nice, and potentially go down to Uganda. If we can take this, we can definitely establish dominance over the Horn. The French decidedly have West Africa. There's nothing we can really do here until we actually go to engage the French directly, which will be a large scale thing, which we'll want to time that with when the French get rid of a lot of their ships, which, oh, never mind. They have this big of a fleet and they're still building ships. Holy crap. That's ridiculous. So yeah, they're gonna be problematic. Lovely. Damn frogs. Don't worry, French viewers. I love you. I will still mess with you though. All right. So 31 million in the negative. So we're gonna have to try to figure out how to balance this out a little bit. The war indemnities that we are receiving will help quite a bit, so I'm not like too scared of letting that run a little longer. But we definitely we need to turn this down. We might have to turn down the tech budget a little bit. We finished up longitudinal strength 2, which then that gives us Dreadnought right after that. So okay, so yeah, we're kind of just in a holding pattern. Um, in regards to the Type 1 armor cruiser, uh, these ships proved quite valuable across the board. They were doing their job very well and were very solid designs. Um, and we are definitely going to be benefiting from that. The Type 2 light cruisers, we are going to want to replace the rest of our Type 1 light cruisers with those. Our Type 1s we're going to have to send off to different locations. So let's go ahead and let's actually start changing up the ports of these. Okay, so Santiago de Cuba. Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. I clicked the wrong thing. Whoops. Nope. You go back into port. I clicked the wrong thing. That was my bad. Type 1 light cruiser. There we go. Change port. Santiago de Cuba. Santiago de Cuba. I wish I could do this in batches. Like this is probably one of the annoying, like it's one of the best changes that they added to redistributing your fleet, but they also made it very annoying because it's like, oh, I would like to not have to do this one at a time. And then these guys can go to Manila. So this will give us some decent coverage with our heavier weapons platforms and give us the ability to have some more ships around. And then, of course, we have our Type 2 light cruisers in Barcelona and Valencia. Now, in regards to our fleet disposition, we're currently running the 4-4 mentality. I'm kind of feeling like a 5-5 might be in order, but at the same time, I kind of don't want to do it. Like, I want to save as much as I can. So that's kind of where I'm at. So let's run this deficit. Yeah, we'll run this deficit until the end of the year, I think. We'll run the deficit. And for those who have given recommendations for other games for me to check out, I appreciate it greatly. It will be a while before I start buying those games and getting everything sorted. I'm currently in a bit of a glut when it comes to some credit card debt. So I need to make sure I'm handling that as much as possible. I appreciate the recommendations. Oh, I just thought of something. Oh no, did I fuck that up? When you realize you might have messed something up. Nope, I should be good. Okay, cool. Cool. Awesome. All right. All right, and then what are we looking at here? We're rolling pretty quick on that, so I think we should be close to 2/4, but yeah, about 75% by the time the end of the year comes. And because of our overall size increase that we got from that last war, yes, I will sacrifice some naval prestige. Oh, we have. Oh, I wonder if I could do it. I wonder if I could do it with 455. I wonder if I could change government types with 455. because I kind of want to change government types. So we might try to get the unrest. Will you guys be mad if this campaign ends prematurely because of that? It'd be cool to actually see if, like, I don't know like, I know 500 is good. I don't know how low you can go before before they kick you out. I don't want to lower. I want to increase unrest. Oh yeah, we should get this by the end of the year, or almost by the end of the year. This can go back to limited. But yeah, as you guys can see, even at only basically 7%, we're gaining a decent amount of money every month. So our GDP is actually growing for the most part. Like, it's not amazing growth, but it's not like terrible growth either. And this is why taking territory is so important. I think I'll start poking the Japanese as well. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I think I'll poke the Japanese. What are the Japanese force-wise? Because in reality, if we can, use the Italians and the Japanese as a way to really solidify our economic base, then it works. It's a good buy. So real quick, Japanese. Oh yeah, that's actually a perfect situation for us. So that's actually pretty freaking solid. So I like that. All right, these guys have just reached Santiago de Cuba, which is good. So we can turn them to limited. So now we have some heavier ships over here in the Caribbean, and then this task force, once it reaches here, we'll have a decent little task force in the Pacific. So I think we're doing pretty solid. I think, honestly speaking, I think we're doing quite good. In regards to upgrades, so I'm currently waiting for triple torpedo tubes before I do any upgrades to our current corvettes and frigates. So those will wait until we get our triple tubes. Oh, the Austrians are actually advancing here, which is cool. Go Austria! Like, I'm cool with the Austrians advancing. I like seeing Austria strong. Also, I have new job thing. Just so you guys are aware, I'm gonna have to shake up my recording schedule quite a bit in order to be able to accommodate the new schedule. But I have a question for you guys. So I've been tempted to do what I refer to as one take games, where it's literally I'll sit down for like 8 hours and I'll just from start to finish play and see what kind of position I can put myself in. And I kind of wanted to see if you guys might be interested in something like that. Where it's kind of like, okay, you guys tell me what you want to see. Oh, Austria, come on, man. You guys tell me what you want to see me do with a specific faction, and then I just go. So, if you guys are potentially interested in that, let me know. All right, we're almost done with transport capacity, so I'll be able to save some money there. Are these guys over to Manila yet? They're about to be in Manila. Cool. And that tells you we're gaining about, we're gaining probably about 5 million a year right now in overall naval funds from GDP. So we're in a decent position. Like, we're not too terribly off. The Austro-Hungarians want an alliance for free. I will do it. I'm not opposed. I'm not opposed. Oh, are the Austrians at war with Italy? Yes, they are. Oh, they pieced out with the Soviets. That's why they ended their thing. So this might actually draw us into a war with the Italians, because we're going to be reducing relations with the Italians by being allied with the Austrians. Okay, so what can we do? You know what? Honestly, I think we just design and build the Dreadnoughts. So let's go ahead and design and build these bad boys real quick. All right, so we get 3 hulls out of this. So the small Dreadnought, which maxes out at 16.7, a little too small for my personal taste. Small Dreadnought 2, which is semi-Dreadnought. So I don't want to build semi-Dreadnoughts. What are the speeds are we looking at? We're looking at, oh yeah, okay. So we're just going to go with this bad boy. 29,000 tons. So the base crew is 565. Let's go 21 knots. And let's just build out a very basic Dreadnought. And then let's go ahead and we're going to put the biggest possible guns. Actually, yeah, let's go 13-inch guns on these. We want the big old guns. Since these are going to get multiple refits, they're going to get multiple. So what's the crew requirement for these? Does it show it here? Yeah, 95. Okay. So right now we're up to 978. It's a lot of crew. And we haven't even added the secondaries yet. All right, and then do I want to go 5.5s or 6.1s on here? Everything else is basically using 5.1s. So, or 5.5s. So we'll go with 5.5s. Just so they match up with the rest of our secondaries. So go 5.5s. Unfortunately, this is the really crappy part about these early Dreadnoughts, is that it's literally single launchers. Well, they do have a decent arc, actually. Nah, I'm going to keep these guys as long-range guns. Long range. And then let's go ahead and do some minor... Actually, what are we coming at? We're coming at under 1,200. Let's do this. We might just leave these very, very basic. We're gonna switch to soft cap. Let's go heavy shells. Let's go increase shells. And then let's go standard ratio. Stereoscopic. What's the max range on these? 22? Okay. Yeah, we'll go like that. Alright, and then let's set up the diameter of the guns first before we do anything. So we're going to go 13.5-inch guns. These will then later be replaced by 14-inch guns, and then later by 15-inch guns. I think we should be able to get up to 15-inch with this hull pretty easily without any problem. So we'll go like that. All right, and then how much armor can we put on these bad boys? So let's go 8.4, 4. Okay, cool. So 18, 18. With 4 on the tops. Very nice. Let's match that belt. Let's go half, half, 5, 4, 4. Let's go 4 on the superstructure. Go 10 on the conning tower. Okay, okay. I think this bad boy might just fit. Now, of course, you guys might be sitting there like, oh, that's really light on the secondaries or whatever. And yes, it is incredibly light on the secondaries. Let's see if we can move this back just a bit more, just to try to take as much off that offset as possible. Which that's a good offset. Like, we got good engine efficiency, we got a good offset. Yeah, I think we're looking pretty good. And then this will be the Type 1 battleship. So we're looking at 3 double 13.5s. I wish I had triples, but we're not at that point yet. And then 18 5.5, which the max range on these bad boys is 10.8. Max range on these bad boys 27.2. Very nice. So these guys are gonna be sitting off at long range, and they're just gonna be pelting the enemy with these heavy shells. Again, we are running heavy shell size along with the increased shells. How many rounds are we actually looking at ammo wise? So we're looking at 148 shells. So hold on. Is there any potential breakdown on that? Standard ratio, so it's going to be 50-50. Okay. So, but, you know, I think it will do good. So, the Type 1 battleship is designed and ready for production. And then I think, I'm going to produce 2 of them to start with. So we'll go a 2, 4, 4. And then if we have the ability to produce another 2 without any real restriction, then we will go ahead and build 2 more. So these bad boys can go into production. 19 months. And then apparently our other docks are maxed out right now, which is kind of problematic, but it is what it is. So we'll put these bad boys in. Yeah, we'll just stick them in Western Spain for right now, and then we'll bring them into Barcelona when they're ready. So there we go. Our first 2 super heavy units are other capitals, the Type 1 armored cruisers, which now we need to figure out what we want to prioritize research-wise. Actually, what is that? 40, wow. Wow, okay. That definitely increased the amount that we're spending. But, again, our war indemnities give us the ability to deficit spend a little bit, so we're good to go there. Research-wise, I think I want to switch back to researching torpedoes. And then propulsion-wise, what are we looking at? We are looking at 6,000 meter torpedoes. So yeah, we'll put a focus on torpedo tech for a little bit. We're still only on torpedoes. So actually what we're going to do is we're going to shift the focus onto torpedo size. I want to get up to 21-inch torpedoes so we can start getting into heavyweight torpedoes. So lightweight torpedoes are anything 20-inch and under. 21 inch is technically where you start getting into heavyweight torpedoes, because I think it's like 608 millimeter or something like that for 21 inch. So you start getting into the heavyweight torpedoes at 21. And that's when you start getting the really big booms with torpedoes, like the kind of booms that detonate ships. And a lot of people might not know this. Torpedoes are some of the most devastating weapons available in this time period. Even though we're still in the early days of torpedo warfare, like 1905, you haven't gotten into the 1920s yet, where people are starting to design really, really cool torpedo tech. The U.S., I believe it was like the Mark 14 or something like that. They fell behind really hard with torpedoes. The U.S. fell really far behind in torpedo tech. But the Italians, the Brits, the Japanese, and even to a degree the Russians, funny enough, all kind of put a focus on torpedoes and all had some really interesting shit that just could devastate targets. Like the Russians, funny enough, when they were able to actually utilize their destroyers, which, if anybody knows the history of the Gromyashki, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The Russians could go into the Baltic, go into the Black Sea, whatever, find a target, dump some torpedoes at it, and that target was dead. Like, it was guaranteed to die to a lot of the Russian torpedoes. The Japanese, for example, with the Long Lance, literally one of the longest range and one of the most advanced torpedoes in its time, being one of the most destructive things on the battlefield. The Brits, I forget what their one torpedo was called, but they had a super long range one that didn't have a big warhead on it, but it was so long ranged and it ran so quiet that sonar really couldn't pick it up properly. And so it was just an amazing asset for them. And they actually used it. I forget what. I want to say it was the Bowfighter. Yeah, Bowfighter. I believe it was the Bowfighter used. It was a airdrop torpedo. This thing just ran so quiet that it was ridiculous. And then they transitioned to using it on ships. And there was just a bunch of these different examples of really cool torpedo tech across the board. Again, everybody knows about the Long Lance. Like, everybody fucking knows about it. But there was other nations that had some great stuff. The Americans would eventually catch up in the late war period, 1944 onwards. For example, they would catch up with torpedo tech and finally have something that could actually match what other people had. But it wouldn't be until the mid-1950s that the Americans would really take the front for some of the best torpedoes in the water. So, yeah, it's really torpedo warfare. I, unfortunately, never really paid attention to torpedo warfare as much as I probably should have, because some fun shit happened. Like, I forget what's the term for submarine forces? What is the term for underwater warfare again? I forget what, because you have the surface fleet, and then you have whatever the fuck submersible warfare is. But whatever. Anyways, surface warfare, cool shit, awesome, some great stories. You got the Battle of Jutland and so on and so forth. You got some great fucking stories. Battle of Tsushima, etc., etc. Submersible warfare, you had some really fun shit that you're just like, oh my god, what the fuck. So let's go ahead and I'm going to wrap this video up a little early, so we're going to go ahead and proceed to 1906 real quick, and then we're going to go ahead and call it. Lordy Lord. I'm in recovery right now. So, funny enough, some of you might have the instinct to immediately joke about alcohol and, oh, he's hungover. No, actually, I'm not hungover. The humidity was so bad. No, France, go fuck yourself. The humidity at the venue was so fucking bad. So it was a lodge that they had a bunch of windows and everything that were open and so on and so forth. And it wasn't bad until later in the evening when the humidity spiked so hard that it felt like you were borderline drowning. It was a fun time, but Oh, that sucked. That sucked bad. It was not a healthy time uh to be doing that. Oh my god, the dock development was doing that much to our budget? Holy crap. I didn't realize it was that expensive. Okay, okay. I see you, game. I see you. All right, guys. So, oh, we got Light Cruiser 3. Let's go check that out real quick. Let's just check that out. See what we can potentially get out of that. If it's the hull I think it is, it's not going to be that useful because by the time we start getting, oh no no no, it's this one. Okay, cool. This is actually a really useful hull. Probably actually one of the more useful early game hulls as well. So we're gonna go. I think we're gonna go kind of like a Kuma Tenryu style ship, or maybe we go a Chikuma. Maybe that's the way we go. We go a Chikuma style. Yeah, go 5.5 Chikuma style instead of a 6-inch style. And we can go 3.9s all the way down. All right. And then lots of torpedoes. This is the first cruiser we get with a lot of torpedo tubes. So then, yeah, maybe. Let's go ahead and let's go a 5.2. We don't get a barbette though. That sucks. .9. How much of a belt can we... Oh, if I can max out this belt, it'll be so good. We'll go 3 on that. Actually, no, we should be able to get barbette now. How big of a barbette? 2.5. Let's go. So I know we got... What's the max speed on this bad boy? 29. No, we just got our Type 2, or our Type 2 light cruisers, but they're not nearly as fast as these. Actually, it might be tempting to put fast torpedo propulsion on these. What's the range of the torpedoes at that point? 2,600. Might be a little too short range for 5.1. Yeah, let's go standard torpedoes for right now. And then let's go... All right. So we go basically a Chikuma style cruiser. 6 5.5-inch guns, 10 3.9-inch guns, and then we have 10 torpedo launchers, 5 per side, and then we we'll just leave that 2.5. So decent armor protection for the ridiculous blistering speed that we're getting. So we're actually going to refer to this as the Type 1 Scout Cruiser. and then we are going to go ahead and we're going to put a couple of these across all the fleets. Basically, these are the guys that are going to be able to pace with the frigates while offering much more substantial firepower than what the frigates have. Like, the frigates have decent firepower with four 3.9-inch guns, but these guys are going to have the 5.5s that are able to keep pace with them and then proceed to actually lay down a substantial amount of fire. While also we can build these as kind of like commerce raider ships. Unfortunately, they just don't have the range, but we will be able to handle that as soon as we get geared turbines. So that's when the range will... Well, if we had better funnels. I don't know if we can get better funnels on these, though. But we'll roll with these. I think they will be a good addition to our fleet. Some fast scout cruisers. So anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and call this one here. I love you guys all. I hope you had a good last week. I hope everybody has enjoyed the series so far. And I'm going to go continue recovering because, oh my god, I am so tired. I'm just so tired. And honestly, like, that's mainly what it is. Like, I slept in until, like, 11 today. Like, that's just, like, I got in at about 1 o'clock yesterday or so, and I just slept. So anyways, guys, I'll talk to you later. Have a good one.